All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Underground. This is Interactive Chat Volume 22, where we are going to talk about a bunch of new stuff, including some brand new games for PlayStation VR2 that have been confirmed, as well as a bunch of other stuff. Hope everyone had a great holiday, great Thanksgiving, great whatever you do out there, and have fun doing it. Really excited. We are less than 100 days away from the release of PlayStation VR2. We will have PlayStation VR2s in our hands and on our heads in about 82, 83 days, something like that. I lost count. But anyways, so this is Interactive Chat, where I like to interact with you guys. What is up, Blue Jew, the Underground Game Cat Elite Name Squad in the house? Good to see you. Let's get some good hype trailer going. I love this trailer from for the PSVR2. Feel a New Real has hit over 3 million views now, so pretty good. It just shows you that we are still waiting for a showcase, waiting for a bunch of stuff. We would like that, but their own little trailer thing is proving to be a little bit effective, which is nice. Getting 3 million views, that's triple what any content creator, what any website that they've shared has gotten. So pretty good stuff, man. But all right, so we got a lot to talk about here, so I'm not going to waste any more time. First things first, we have a confirmed December 6th event for pre-orders. Just a pre-order event, most likely. It would be nice if there is some sort of showcase, something more to go with it than just a PlayStation blog, but I'll take what I can get. And I'll but how do I know this? Because the official website says so. Let's take a look here. There is right here. So if you go to the PlayStation website, PlayStation Store, or direct.playstation.com, where you can order hardware, do a bunch of things here. There's a PlayStation 2 section you can actually click on. And if you scroll down, you'll see some stuff that you can explore. Well, if you click on the Horizon bundle, Call of the Mountain bundle, this is the only one that says this. It actually says right here, upcoming pre-order event starting December 6th. And it says not registered yet, plus more. So looks like next week, some more pre-orders are going to go live. So if you haven't yet, make sure you register, because that is going to be required, and you're going to want to do that. And I think you'll start getting maybe some notifications around Sunday or Monday, similar to last time. But yeah, if anyone hasn't registered yet, make sure you do so, because it looks like that is imminent and going to be happening December 6th. Did I say Monday? I think that is actually Tuesday, next Tuesday. So what is up, AGT, Emperor, Machine, Stingray X, Rogue? Good to see you guys. I'm not worried about, I know the notification stuff is broken. We're just here to hang out. Only the chosen ones will find their way here. What up, Bambino Ramos? Darth Vader, good to see you. All you guys. I guess the notifications are starting to work now, because I see a bunch of you popping up. Good to see you guys, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out, enjoying some stuff. But anyways, let's get back to this this web page here. So yeah, upcoming pre-order event confirmed, it seems, for December 6th. My other favorite part about this, I think this will show, if you go to the non-Horizon bundle, I love this right here. It says register for an opportunity to pre-order PlayStation. A little bit of a typo there. Whoopsie. Pretty funny though. I just like saying opportunity awaits. So yeah, December 6th, gonna be going down and should be cool. Let's see here. Let's get rid of that. So moving on, we have, there was a brand new eye tracking demo that people seem to be pretty excited about. This comes from Higuchi Masaki on Twitter, who got to try out. They've been, there's been demos here and there all over the place happening with PlayStation VR2, and some very, very lucky people are getting to try it out. And one of the things that they showed here was this new eye tracking calibration setup. Now, we had heard about this, and we saw maybe like a picture or two, but we hadn't seen much more than that. So it's pretty interesting. They've got the guy looking around, looking at different points, calibrating the tracking. But then you see the Horizon menu pop up, and I really, really love main menus in VR. I know it's such a small, insignificant thing almost, but I just love how even the menu immerses you, and they've got you like in the world, and then they've got the little menus popping up. Somebody did point out something though, saying that they were a little bit concerned about it showing only 7 levels right there. We don't know if that's the demo or the full thing, but still, again, gonna have to wait and see. I think, technically, like I said, the Firesprite made the Persistence, which was technically 4 levels and still a 13-hour game that actually had even more content than that. You're able to get 40 hours out of it, or at least if you wanted the platinum or something, I got like 30 and then put another 10 hours into it. So I'm not really gonna judge that just yet, although I can understand the concern, and I am concerned a little bit about the game being a little on the short side, a little maybe safe. Sony first party games sometimes like to play it a little too safe, and we want to have full freedom. I mean, more freedom in a game is more immersive. It's more fun when the gameplay is like twitchy like that, and I would want to be like, I don't know, grabbing swinging around trees and jumping through trees, swinging off of them and stuff while fighting robots, sliding around. I am personally a big fan of stuff like that. But again, not too worried about it until I actually play it. I know the game is going to probably be pretty amazing anyways, because it's a first party Horizon game. It's going to look absolutely stunning. But people seem to be really interested in this eye tracking setup. Seems pretty easy enough. And one thing I do love is how the eye tracking, which is done by Toby, obviously, it seems really precise. That was, I think, one of my first concerns about eye tracking. I was like, well, how fast can it actually like react? How accurate is it? How fast it can react? And it seems like it's going to be pretty damn good. What up, Ace Diaz? What up, Hick? What up, Pietrek? Good to see you. X Pacer X Splash. Splash. Yo, what up, man? Mal. Good to see all you guys, man. So, moving on. Gotta give a quick shout out because today our good friends over at Skydance Interactive have released The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution over on the Quest 2. Now, I did do a little bit of a preview over on Without Parole, and long story short, I'm just really, really excited about this game on PlayStation VR2. I think it's going to be really, really awesome. It's more Saints and Sinners. It's got new locations. It's got new weapons. And this footage here, I think, is probably like PC footage or something. And it looks a little bit more in line with what we'll get on the PlayStation VR2. And it's going to look really, really good. So, unfortunately, they only had Quest 2 keys available, and it was fine. If you're a Quest 2 owner and that's what you primarily play, I'm sure you'll love it. But it's interesting because Monday we had this conversation. I had this conversation with Brian on Gamescast about like how technology and gaming technology becomes outdated pretty quickly. And I'm starting to see people, have that reaction towards the Quest 2. They're like, Quest 2's outdated. We're already starting to see that. So if you're a Quest 2 owner and you love it, then just, enjoy it, man, and don't listen to anybody tell you what you enjoy and what you have a good time with. We had it for 2 years with PSVR2 when the Quest 2 came out. Everybody just kept saying, "Oh, the graphics are low, the tracking is bad, all this stuff," and and I still enjoyed every single second with PSVR. So that being said, don't buy this game on Quest 2. It's gonna be so much better. Well, if you're getting a PSVR 2, then I would absolutely hold off. I'm sure it's gonna have. I'm sure it's gonna be nice and polished up. And I need to actually play it again. I'll probably end up streaming it, a little PSVR2 preview for it on the Quest, using the Quest 2. Maybe this Saturday. I was thinking about doing a stream of it and jumping in, showing off some gameplay, showing off the basics. But again, it's going to be just the base headset, so it's not going to be similar to. It's not going to be as similar to the PSVR2 version. It's going to be, missing the graphics, missing the haptics, stuff like that. So I refuse to beat this game on the Quest 2. I am so tempted to, because I'm actually really curious about this. The Axeman character. He seems like a really, really cool character, and I'm dying to see some more new locations and just see how the story unfolds. I can't wait. Obviously this is not really spoiler because they show it in the trailer, but it looks like we're going to be finally getting to visit the tower. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. What is up, the Underground Game Cat? Good to see you, man. Jason Ewing, my dude, Beard of Power 666 says, my friend just got a Quest 2, but I want my first VR experience with analog sticks to be PSVR 2. Fair enough. Yeah. I obviously I'm a diehard, I've just always loved PlayStation. I love the PlayStation VR. I'm obsessed with it. But I do like some things about the Quest 2. I think the biggest thing it has is the ease of use. It's not necessarily the graphics, the power, anything it has, but it is really nice and easy to use, minus that my battery life being crap. But just really doing it using the Quest 2 for science purposes, to preview some games, get a jump on some of these games coming out, because there's a lot, and there's going to be a lot to cover at launch. And, I just need to use anything I have to my advantage. What up, Bad Robo? What up, Game Cat Photo Nutter? Did someone say chainsaw? Yeah, man. The chainsaw, like I said, is badass. I think I can talk about it now. I don't even know. I still don't know. But yeah, the chainsaw is going to be so awesome with the haptics. But really, what makes the haptics are going to be awesome. But what makes the chainsaw so great is that dynamic slicing. I mean, where you can just slice zombies from any angle and they just fall apart. And that is if you remember with Saints and Sinners 1, how awesome the physics were. I mean, they put a lot of work into the chainsaw here. And so just remember how we were really, really impressed with the physics, the physical based combat in Saints and Sinners 1. Now imagine that being applied to the chainsaw, and it is good. You can't mute me, Nick. You can't mute me. Nothing's stopping this. But yeah, man, really big congrats. So that's not the only news we got regarding Saints and Sinners 2, actually. One of the game cats in the Discord pointed out something rather interesting. And there's some good news and some bad news here. Who was it? Because I got to give you a name shout out if I'm gonna I think it was it? Oh, it was Looper. Looper, my dude, is pointing out that the date shown on the PlayStation Store actually says the date is March 21st. So it seems like Saints and Sinners 2 is not going to actually be a launch day one title, but I'm a little bummed about that, because that was honestly like one of the first games I wanted to, but luckily we don't have to wait too long to for that to come out. And then Hibsy, our news scooper, pointed out that on Twitter, the Skydance Interactive, the Saints and Sinners official Twitter, actually commented, surprising, much to my surprise. Well, I shouldn't be surprised at this point, but they commented about a physical edition is most likely coming for PlayStation VR. I think for PlayStation VR or for PlayStation VR2. So we do know that every game is going to be available digital on PlayStation VR2, but there will be select games that have a physical version, and it seems like Saints and Sinners 2 will have one, which is great. For me personally, I've got the game both digitally and I've got a physical edition of the first one, and it's just a nice one to have to add to the collection. But let's see, what are you guys saying here? Beard of Power says, I'm trying to convince him to try Zenith. Will Quest get an upgrade in graphics when the new version comes out? As far as Zenith goes, I don't think I have no idea regarding the Quest. I don't believe so because they haven't said anything regarding that. They've basically only said that when Zenith comes out for PSVR2, that it's going to get a major texture overhaul, which we've seen from the new trailer. You can check it out. It looks gorgeous. I love how it looks really, really good. I mean, it's a good looking game as is, but it is definitely being held back by the hardware and things like that. So it'll be awesome to have a much improved game visually. You know, that is a game that I would love to just get lost in. With that new creature catching mechanic, you can really explore the world much more than you could before, and you discover all new sorts of spots. I mean, I was chasing around panda owls on treetops trying to catch them with the little orbs, and it was just such a blast, man. It was so cool. So I've been grinding the dungeons a little bit, trying to get my gear up to date. So yeah. Zenith isn't, it's not a perfect game, but for what it does accomplish, it's a massive open world MMO RPG, and it's just going to get better and better and better. So it will be interesting to see if other games start to present some competition for it. We know Elysia is coming to PSVR2, and they've been hard at work on that. So I don't know. For me personally, I would love to have a selection of MMOs to choose from. I love MMOs personally. They're really, I don't know, you can just really sink a lot of time into them, grinding and fighting and getting loot. I'm a big loot guy too. I love collecting loot, and I think that is one of the most fun things about RPGs and MMOs and things like that. Bad Robo, did you hear, AJ, that the best-selling periphery on Black Friday in the UK was the Quest 2? Not surprising. It's the cheapest. I mean, the Quest 2 is still going to continue to do well in all of the VR space because it's cheaper. Like, literally, doesn't matter anything else. It is cheap. And, well, it's cheaper. So, but I think obviously when PSVR 2 comes out, that's definitely gonna it's gonna do pretty well. It's gonna definitely be in competition with it. A lot of people say they don't like the PSVR 2. They don't consider it being direct competition to the Quest 2. I think it is, only because we're so limited on options right now. It's certainly not going to be the Pico thing, as fine as that looks, but I think because we're so limited in VR options right now, I do think that they are going to compete against each other. People that the PS5 and the PSVR 2 is out of the price range will get a Quest 2, and then those who are smart will get a PSVR 2. Oh, I kid. Mark Smith says, good, because I have the physical edition for Chapter 1. Yeah, I'm hoping they have like the deluxe edition. I imagine they'll have a deluxe edition that'll have Saints and Sinners Chapter 1 and 2 physical. That would be really, really nice. Bearded Power asks, are panda owls only in treetops? No, they are everywhere. Everything, well, most things besides, they're in a certain region, but they're all there. So let's go ahead and move on. We got some more news to talk about. There's a good bit of news here, so let's continue with this. But like I said, I just had to give a shout out to my peeps over at Skydance. Congratulations, guys. And I can't wait. I really can't wait to play the game on March 21st, and really excited for it. And I'm also looking forward to their next game, Behemoth, which seems really awesome. So, some other stuff we got is regarding a launch title, which is called the Dark Pictures Anthology Switchback VR. And this is, of course, no, that's the wrong game. That's Crossfire. So Switchback VR, we got an official price reveal. The pre-orders are now available. And so, yeah, it's going to be $39.99. And, I know a lot of people, Beard, we will get to Undead Citadel. I can't wait. I know most people are probably excited about this. Virtual strangers in the house. What up, Wes? I did say Rush of Blood too. Man, let me just tell you, I know I won't shut up about Switchback, but look, like, I know some people are kind of like, most people I see are like, it's still a day one, and I'm definitely a part of that crowd. I do see some people questioning the price because of the length, the potential length of the game, and to me, it just, while those are things I usually factor in, I also believe that this is a game that, like, I want so bad. This is what I want, and I'm usually, when I get what I want, I, without hesitation, am willing to pay for it. I am absolutely willing to pay $40 for Switchback VR because, like I've said before, this is to me where my House of the Dead or my Carnival or my Time Crisis, like, this is House of the Dead is probably the closest comparison. Like, I've paid a lot for House of the Dead games, and personally I think this shits all over House of the Dead, and that is not easy to say. I love House of the Dead. I've played like almost every single one through and through. I did buy the remake, and I was really hoping the House of the Dead remake was going to get VR support, but yeah, this is an easy day one for me, and I know I've been talking about how I'll probably end up getting playing Horizon first. I'll be honest with you, I'm tempted to start with Switchback because this game means that much to me. Rush of Blood was, I think, one of the first games. I mean, it was the first full-length game that I played on PSVR, period. It was the reason I bought a PSVR originally, because I've always been a light gun guy. I've always been an arcade guy. I've loved using the physical guns and weapons and things like that. But this game just looks absolutely awesome. It looks like a really, really fun time. And if I had to guess, I'd say it's probably around the same length. From what we've been shown, it seems like it's probably around the same length as Rush of Blood. It could actually be a little bit shorter, but there's one thing here, and that is that they've mentioned there's more replayability in this. Actually, if we go over to the PlayStation Store, and it does mention that the game has, it seems like maybe either procedurally generated or randomly generated levels, which is kind of an interesting take on this. But they do say straight up that they say no two playthroughs or whatever are going to be the same. Now, we know better than that. We know that most times lots of people say no two playthroughs will be the same, and yes, there'll be different things here and there, but they're typically kind of the same experience. Once you've kind of seen all of it, it doesn't really get too much different. Maybe things show up in a different order. So, I'm not 100% buying that, but I really still, it still doesn't really matter to me. It's the experience. This is a game that, despite being a launch game, Rush of Blood being a launch game for PSVR 1, it is still to this day one of the best VR games ever made. It's one of my favorite VR games, probably just games of all time, period. And so, yeah, like I said, $40 for that is a no-brainer for me. It's not like, there are some games where I'm kind of more picky choosy, and I'm like, you know, this game looks awesome, but I don't want to pay $40 for it. Switchback is not one of those games. Switchback is an easy no-brainer for me. Let me see here. I was trying to bring up the store for something because I wanted to talk about the pre-order bonuses. So you do get some pre-order bonuses with Switchback, and I'm gonna have it up here in just 1 second. So if you pre-order Switchback, you do get, it's called, I think, the Inferno pack here. And let me bring it up here. Window capture. So I need to move the stream chat below this. Okay, sorry guys. But so we do have right here some of what you get with the pre-order bonuses. You get the Demon Handgun, the special edition gold gun. There's a gold gun like GoldenEye. A premium Skull and Bones cart, so you get a new you get a skin for the cart that you're in. And then I love this, a skull bobblehead for your cart. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of a sucker for little like bobblehead stuff like that. Yeah, I'm glad that there's a pre-order bonuses. I'm definitely getting this. It's a no-brainer. I was gonna say, can you actually see any of this stuff in the trailer? I do think from some of the screenshots, from some of the trailer stuff, you see some of the pre-order bonuses. I don't know if you see the bobblehead, but there is some stuff there. Space Denizen says, I was really hoping day one Resident Evil 8. I do think, I mean, we still don't have confirmation, right? I didn't like miss any breaking news or anything about that, right? Because I do think Resident Evil Village will be a day one title, absolutely. But you know, if it's not day one, it'll be probably around launch. But I'm thinking that's going to be a day one for sure. Alejandro with the $2 donation, thank you so much. Says, when are you bringing SNL back? Dread Halls, baby. So I was actually thinking about bringing back SNL for this month to bring it back, and I don't know, new month. It's gonna be soon, man. It's gonna be soon, and we're gonna do a couple more of the Saturday Night Live streams to close out Generation 1 of PlayStation VR. I know it's been a while. I really just needed a break from it. I did it every Saturday for 2 years straight, and I just needed a break from it. It is all. So, but I don't want to leave it without, you know, doing like a big grand finale. You know, I'll probably end up doing like a really long live stream, like all day, with nothing but viewers' choice picks. So, you know, get your picks ready because it's probably not going to be too much longer before we do that one of these upcoming Saturdays. So Space Denizen, yeah, man, I'm pretty sure Resident Evil Village is going to be a PSVR2. I think it's going to be ready by PSVR2 launch. But if it's not, it's still not going to, I don't think it's going to be that much longer after. But man, talk about games I'm excited for. I'm definitely, Awesome Tatum says, I wonder what the game length of Switchback will be. Will we get 8 hours, 10 hours? I wonder. If I had to guess, honestly, I think it's going to be like, for one playthrough, probably it could be anywhere from like 3 to 5 hours, to be honest with you. We don't actually know that. I would think 4 to 5 hours or something. But again, they're going to have some replayability to it. And this is also, again, this is a game that, like, Rush of Blood was my favorite game to show newcomers to VR. Whenever I had somebody come over and try VR, I always made them try Rush of Blood first, because you know why? Because it doesn't involve much. It's easy to have fun with this type of game. I mean, it's a thrilling roller coaster. It's scary as hell, so you get to laugh at your friends that try it out and get jump scared and stuff. And this is on PSVR2 hardware now, so it's going to have better tracking. It's going to have amazing visuals. It also gets to demonstrate some of the features of the PlayStation VR2, like the blinking and things. They might do some stuff with the blinking, some of the eye tracking. So there's no matter the length of this game, I think it's going to be replayable. It's going to be great for showing off friends. It's going to look amazing. I think it looks amazing, actually. I know I've actually surprised, much to my surprise, I've seen some people kind of be like, the way it looks is okay. I'm like, really? I think it looks really good. I mean, and especially, everything you see on here, you got to remember everything looks better in the headset. So, I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm pretty excited about this. And I'll be playing this day one for me. And I will be pre-ordering it. Even if they send me a key or whatever, a review key, I'll still be pre-ordering because I want to make sure I get those pre-order bonuses. What is up, Dead Ringer? That Game Cat, good to see you, man. Yo, yo, yo. Shout out to the juniors. What up, Mark Smith? Thank you, man. Yeah, definitely doing SNL again. Chris Fothenberry, I really hope they remaster RE7 for PSVR2. Yeah, me too, man. I honestly want every Resident Evil game possible. Resident Evil is such a good fit for VR. I mean, I think in VR, all I've really played are 7 and 4 because I played 4 on the Quest. And when you have those built from the ground up mechanics where you grab weapons from your holsters, you grab your knife, you get to do like the physical things, even the goofy little things like swinging your hands and stuff in Resident Evil 4 was really, really fun. I like that stuff. Like I said, to me, it gives it kind of like it makes it more interactive. It makes it more kind of like some arcadey mechanics. I really liked it. You just did RE3 VR. Amazing. Good. Yeah, I really want to see all of the Resident Evil franchise come to VR because I think if that happened, then that alone would be a reason to own VR, just to have every Resident Evil. But yeah, in terms of Resident Evil 7, I really hope it gets a remake. It's using the same engine and stuff, so I think it's very possible. It just depends on the success. The other thing we don't know about is the Resident Evil 4 remake. We don't know the extent of the content on that. I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, that is going to be the full campaign. I don't care about, if there's extra modes and stuff. I don't really I will sacrifice all that to get the full campaign in VR because, man, that remake, as much, I did really enjoy Resi 4 in VR, but man, the way that remake looks amazing. I mean, graphically it looks good. The scare, everything seems more scary. The atmosphere seems better. And then of course, when you have the game fully designed from the ground up for VR on next gen tech, ooh, that's good stuff, man. That is super good stuff. So, moving on from Switchback, like I said, Switchback, super excited. Day one, the price is not a problem for me. There are certain games that I think there's certain games that I've even expressed, stuff like the Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. I'm not really looking forward to paying that. That to me, from what I've played and previewed that on so far, that to me is, I don't know. I've hardly wanted to go back and play it. So it has to be really, really revamped for PSVR 2. And even then, it's still going to be like a wait for a sale thing. But I will say, if you're new to VR and you're a big Star Wars fan, then I don't see how you wouldn't like it. I would really like to see a remaster of Vader Immortal as well, because I really did love Vader Immortal. Also, with my thoughts on Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, I've only played it a few hours, so I'm like an hour or two at best. So it is a little early. It's more of my first impressions. It's not a review of the game. I have to play more of it to really, really understand. But Bambino Ramos says, I still haven't beat Resident Evil 7, debating if I should still do it or wait for a potential remaster. That's a tricky one. I don't know. I think you got a little bit of time left to kill before PlayStation VR 2 comes out. I say just go for it. It's really good it's really, really good on PlayStation VR 1, even with the controller. limitations and stuff. It is good. Oh yeah, Virtual Strangers. I like how you say you're gonna feel that roller coaster. True. I didn't even mention in Switchback. You know, they're bringing back the dodging and all those mechanics, and yeah, getting hit. And I really, that's one of my things I can't wait to experience is getting hit and feeling like the haptics in my head and in the hands and stuff. That's gonna be pretty cool. But what up? Look, Mom, I'm on TV and I'm a game cat. What's up, dude? Good to see you. I love that name. Super cool stuff. So moving on. So we've got a couple new games that have been confirmed, officially confirmed for PlayStation VR2. Not only, I mean, some of them were kind of confirmed, yes, but the cool thing here is that they actually are confirmed and they're going to be launch titles. So some good stuff here. I actually forgot one video, so I'm going to be, while I'm talking about this first one, I'm going to get a trailer going here. All right, because I forgot a trailer for one of the videos, I think, and I want to have it here. It deserves to be here, so I might have to like set it up a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so the first game, and I'm not going to go too far into this one, talking about this one, because it's one I've discussed ad nauseum, but really good stuff. That Kayak VR is officially confirmed as a launch title because it showed up on the store. Well, I guess that's not technically official confirmation, but that's kind of official confirmation. I mean, we do have to take that with a little grain of salt, because we have seen games show up on the store saying that they're gonna be a launch title, or like they have a release date. You know, Poker VR Stars or Poker Stars, whatever. Anyone. So we do have to take it with a little pinch of salt there, and be prepared that, you know. But the thing is, the developers themselves said they were aiming for launch, and you know, the game has been doing really well over on the PC side. Now, this game, I'm hearing kind of similar things. I mean, everybody says that it's a gorgeous, gorgeous game. And I think that is, to me, the biggest appeal here is just how gorgeous it looks. And to me, this is another game that it's kind of like about the eye candy. Now, I do hear people saying that it's really, really good looking, but it's maybe not the most, like, you know, it can kind of get boring. Like, the gameplay is not up to speed yet. So I do hope that they get it fine-tuned a little bit more, that they
remember, recruit, you're part of the trip.
We're gonna be talking about this one in a second too. Trying to multitask here. The thing about Kayak VR is, to me, it's all about the eye candy. It's all about the graphics, and you know, I think it can still make for a really good experience, even if you know, the gameplay gets boring after a little bit. Like, I could see just relaxing, paddling around and stuff being pretty fun. They do have some cool stuff on their roadmap for this game as well. Stuff like, you know, they do have real-time multiplayer in the works. I'm sure they'll add additional content like levels and different modes, things like that. So I would love them to see. But if this game launches and is like $15 or something, if it's a good price, and you know, it doesn't have to be the deepest game ever. If it looks stunning and it's fairly priced, then I think it'll be enough to warrant a purchase for me personally. I mean, I'll be picking up everything anyways, because I'll be covering it and helping review it with Brian and Wes and Miles and on here and everywhere. To, you know, we want to, but Virtual Strangers says, to be honest, I didn't try the race mode in Kayak, just not interested in time trials. Really enjoyed going through it once though. Yeah, I kind of feel like, you know, that's what it seems like for most people, is they've enjoyed the little bit of time they spent with it, but it seems like it doesn't have that really deep content yet. But again, that can be fixed pretty easily with some updates and other things like that. So Kayak VR, but you know, like I said, I've talked about this one a bunch, and I just want to play it. I just want to play it and I want to see it. I want to see them graphics is what I want to see. All right. So another game, we've got some great news. And this was a game that was originally said to be coming to PlayStation VR. And I took one look at it and I was like, not a chance in hell. And that is Hubris. This game has now been officially confirmed for PlayStation VR2 by the developers. And this game, you know, we were optimistic about, I'd say. We're pretty optimistic about this one. It looked like it had a lot of potential. Well, the good news is that everybody that tried the demo, the hands-on impressions, the early impressions from like, I think there was like a beta or alpha or something that people got to try, like they couldn't stop talking about this game and how it looks and that it's a really fun adventure. To me, I've said it before, this is kind of like giving me, this to me looks like it's giving me that Subnautica fix. I really, really wanted Subnautica in VR and didn't get it and was pretty disappointed about that. But this looks to kind of give me that fix a little bit. It's got a little bit of Farpoint going on, a little bit of Subnautica, a little bit of its own thing. But, you know, they've talked about the game being designed by some really, really talented artists. And you could see that. I mean, looking at it, even flat screen, even the flat screen footage here looks really, really impressive. But the good news is the game has gone gold and is completely finished on the PC side. It's coming out, I think, December 6th, something like that. Wes says reviews go up next Wednesday. Nice. So we'll get to hear some more thoughts on that one. But I've really, really liked what I've seen. This Wes and I are big sci-fi nerds, so we love our sci-fi action, and yeah, this looks like a really, really good sci-fi action adventure. So, so now that this game has gone gold, though, and that it sounds like it's done, I'm really curious if we end up getting this at launch. This would be, you know, the PSVR2 launch lineup is getting better and better and better. Obviously, you know, with the right expectations. Yes, we're waiting for Gran Turismo 7. We're waiting for all sorts of announcements, but those will come. Those will come. But anything else we can get at launch, I am 100% down for. I am ready for, and I'm really hoping that this joins the launch lineup, because that would be, you know, again, the things I'm excited for the most when it comes to the launch of PSVR 2 are next gen games. There's a lot of other games that are like quest ports, like Runner, Ultra Wings, things like that. I'm excited about, but I'm really looking for, I want to really have my mind melted and be blown away. What up, Natty? What's up? Sorry, man. Make sure you guys hit the notifications. I know I don't say that often. And as a result, most people don't get notifications for the stuff, but, Ace Diaz says Firewall Ultra definitely is not going to be at launch. Yeah, I don't think Firewall is going to be a launch title, but it being on the store and everything probably means that it's not going to be too much longer. Oh, Natty, what I've heard too is if you turn the bell off and then turn it back on, sometimes that works. I see the light, said the game cat. What up, dude? Thank you, man. Yeah. Well, it's that time of year, man. You know, we are 80, I think, like I said, 82 days, 83 days away. We are less than 100 days away from PSVR 2. So things are exciting, man. It is really, really exciting. The wait is not much longer. So we're going to be breaking down all the stuff to be expecting at launch. And I just can't wait to get the damn thing, too, and start streaming and playing, you know, showing off my first impressions. I've got that whole week, the first week of launch booked off of work. So that's going to be a really fun time. We're going to be spending that all together, and that's going to be a great time. But anyways, like I said, Hubris looks absolutely amazing. Fingers crossed it's a launch title. I think if it's not a launch title, it won't be much longer after that. But yeah, I can't wait to play this one. This is another one that'll benefit from the haptics as well, the eye tracking, things like that to really help optimize it to make it a great PSVR 2 title. But there is one last game that I wanted to talk about that we got confirmation of, and that is a game that has become undead. A game that we thought was dead is now undead. And please tell me I have the trailer up here. Gosh darn it. Was so anticlimactic. Let's see here. And that is, here we go. Now, keep in mind, this footage is 3 years old, so don't judge too harshly going by this footage, although it doesn't look bad. But Undead Citadel has been officially confirmed that it has been moved to PSVR2 instead of PSVR1. And this is, of course, the physics-based combat, medieval combat game. And we've got, yeah, I know, right? Wesley says still looks good. Yeah, man. Even 3 years old footage looks really good, and they've been super hard at work at this game. I am very, very excited for this. This is looking very much like a launch title. They said, I think Awesome Tatum saw on their Discord that this game is finished. It is, well, it's not finished. It's playable from start to finish, fully playable, and it's got a full campaign. It's got a horde mode. I remember at one point they completely redesigned the physics of the game to make them better, to make the world feel more alive, more interactive. And that was basically the appeal back in the day of this game, was the physics-based combat, you know, and being able to, you see right there, you see he throws like a bomb and the skeletons explode. And this is looking really, really good. Like Bremen 1973 says, "What up, homie? What up, Dr. Dance?" But I actually was browsing around and I found a little bit of new info on this game as well. So it seems like not only have they been hard at work redesigning the physics system, but I revisited the website and I noticed some differences, because we talked about this game years ago. I mean, we were expecting this game a long, long time ago, and at the time, you know, they said full campaign. And at the time it said the full story campaign was 8 levels. And so now when I revisited the page, now it says 10 plus levels. So it's nice that not only are we getting this on PSVR2, but they've actually, it seems like they've expanded the content of the game as well. There's 40 different physics-based weapons that are short range, long range, you know, melee attacks, swords, hammers, all sorts of things. So a little bit of new info there that has me pretty excited. Is it seems like I'm really, really excited about the story-driven campaign here. I'm a single-player guy. It does have a horde mode as well. I'm not like super into horde modes. I enjoy them. They're certainly fun to stream. You know, I really enjoyed streaming like the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, what's it called? The meat grinder update, the trials. And I really enjoy streaming that stuff. But in my own time, I really enjoy like either a single player campaign or even sometimes multiplayer. Sometimes. But yeah, man, 10 plus levels now they're saying versus the 8 back in the day. 40 weapons, all sorts of different stuff, all sorts of redesigned things. And yeah, this game, they said they're basically just putting the final touches on it. So it seems very likely that this is either going to be a launch game or right around launch. And this is the type of game, another one of these next gen looking, feeling games that I'm really, really want on PSVR 2. Nothing against Tentacular, but this is what I'm after. Stuff like this. This is just the stuff we've been wanting since day one with VR. Like console quality looking games. And like I said, I love the dark and gritty atmosphere. I love medieval stuff, undead stuff, dark stuff, and so dark curry stuff. And so I'm really, really looking forward to this. Super exciting. Cannot wait. This is confirmed for PlayStation VR 2. And like I said, likely around launch. Awesome stuff, man. Super, super awesome. So before we get out of here, I want to interact with you guys a little bit more. Let's take some questions. Let's shine the spotlight on you guys. See what you're talking about here, and let's see what you guys want to talk about for a little bit before we get out of here. Let's see here. But yeah, amazing, man. Let's get rid of this. Let's throw some cool stuff on here. All right. I see the light, said the Game Cat. Says, have you heard about the full body tracking that Sony have made that could possibly be compatible with PSVR 2? I have. I haven't read much into it. But you know, we get asked a lot of the time about what kind of accessories can we expect to see and with the PlayStation VR 2, and I do think there's a lot of potential for things. There's stuff like, obviously, like I think haptic vests and stuff could happen, and something I could potentially see is the full body tracking stuff, whether it be Sony, whether it be a third party support. I think we could very well see some full body tracking. Just, you know, I don't know what kind of support it's going to get, but certainly with stuff like if there's a lot of social apps or social games, things like that, I think it just adds to the fun, right? Like it's similar to like how we're going to have multiplayer games. This is something I'm really curious about with Zenith. I need to talk to those devs again. I haven't talked to them in forever, but I need to talk to them if the game is going to actually have like eye tracking in terms of like being able to track the eyes, the movement of your eyes. So like when you're interacting with each other, you know, that's something that only PSVR 2 is going to have, at least at first, is the eye tracking. And they say it's for social. It's going to have some like social interaction benefits where, you know, people can look at your eyes, see your eyes moving around, things like that. And I think Zenith is a great first candidate for that. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, full body tracking is another one. Even Zenith has support for that as well. So it could be cool. Jim Perona, thank you so much for the donation and the horns with the metal signs. Love it, man. Appreciate you donating, and thanks for just hanging out and being here. Joshua Taylor, did anybody talk about Saints and Sinners being released? Yes, I talked about it earlier, March 21st. A little bit of a bummer, right? It was something, but to be honest with you, that's not too much of a longer of a wait, and it does make it a little bit easier with deciding what I want to play at launch, for sure, because there's a lot of stuff at launch, and you know. And we also talked about that there's probably going to be a physical version as well, according to the devs. There's probably going to be a physical copy of that. HDS's Alien Insulation will be a good one for PSVR 2. Alien Insulation, I haven't heard of that one. Sounds familiar, but haven't heard of it. Now, obviously, Alien Isolation would be an amazing game for PSVR 2. Alien Isolation is easily my favorite Aliens game I've ever played, and I've played a lot of them, like a lot of them, a lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones, a lot of arcade ones, and yeah, they're always hit or miss. But yeah, Alien Isolation is just like, it just seems like it was meant for it. Now I will say that game scared the absolute hell out of me. So playing Alien Isolation in VR, for me personally, as somebody who grew up having nightmares about aliens, like it would be really stressful and really difficult to get through, but I would also love to play it and would really enjoy it. I still have this funny memory from this. This will always stick with me. My probably most memorable moment playing Alien Isolation was I was walking around. I got the flamethrower. I had been surviving for a while. I got the flamethrower and I was like, yes, like finally I can like kill it. And so I the thing comes at me. I blast it with the flamethrower and it runs off and it's like, it's all pissed off and shit. and then just disappears. And then I was like, oh, it didn't kill it. Okay. And then I'm walking through the station, the spaceship or whatever, and like this is probably one of the biggest scares I've ever had in any game ever. And the alien just pops out of the ceiling, and I immediately crouch behind a desk that's there, and it's just pissed off. It's swinging around. There's smoke flying everywhere. It's screeching, and I just remember my heart just sinking, and I'm just like hiding behind that desk, like, what have I done? Like, all I did was piss it off. But yeah, so many times running away from the alien in that game, and it just, imagine just the tail coming through your chest, and you're looking down and seeing the tail through your chest. Oh my God, it'd be terrifying. The good news is that Survios, hopefully good news, is that Survios is working on an Aliens game. Obviously going to be more action oriented, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be very, very cautious about this, but I think at some point Survios has got to get back on track. And, I really hope it's with this Aliens game, because I really want Survios to come back to being the amazing, amazing game producers that they were at one point. And I just hope they're not gone forever. But there's going to be a lot of potential for games coming to PSVR2. Obviously, the hardware, the PS5 was designed with PSVR2 in mind. I saw a couple interviews. The PSVR2 has been in the works since 2016, since the launch of PSVR1. That's typically how Sony does it. Is the development of the next gen stuff is already underway most of the time. So they've been developing PSVR2 since 2016, and one of the biggest things I think one of the smartest things they did, similar to the jump from PS3. PS3 was great. It's actually a brilliant piece of hardware, but it was a pain in the ass for developers to develop for it, which caused like 2-year turnaround times for games, 2-year development cycles, and it was just a killer for them. So they really hated it. This is a similar thing here where PSVR 1 was very experimental, but then PSVR 2 it has more experience, more knowledge, more feedback in mind when they created it. So the same tools as the PS5 dev kit are in the PSVR 2 dev kit. And that's going to make it a lot easier for developers to bring their games to PSVR 2. Grizzly Bear King says, with the $10 donation, thank you so much, man. It's very kind of you. Says, I came here looking for the best new PSVR 2 games confirmed. More pre-orders imminent. PSVR 2 news live stream on YouTube. And that's exactly what I found. Hell yeah, man. You are really good at tracking down these things. I mean, it's amazing that you are so specific in the material that you search YouTube for. And I love that every time it brings you to us. It just warms my heart, Grizzly Bear. It's amazing. Peter Taylor, what's up, man? Says, and what up, Joshua Taylor? Are you guys brothers, cousins, related? Says, does anyone know if the PSVR 2 plugs into the front or back of the PS5? So, it will plug into the front, the USB-C port on the front of the PS5, Peter. That's where it's going. I thought at first you were talking about where the cable goes in the headset, and I have a couple friends that have shown me the headset. It's not as big of a secret anymore now because everybody's showing it off, but it looked like the cable, at least where it connects to the headset, is pretty much the same spot that the PSVR 1 is plugged into. It goes in the back of the headset. Looper, maybe it brings him to other places. You just don't know it. It's almost like they say themselves, we know it sucks, but let's fix it. Portal Player, what's up, dude? Says, looks like the PSVR 2 event won't be happening this year, or any PlayStation event. Yeah, we don't know, man. If I had to guess, I'd say probably next year is the safest bet. I know some people are talking about, will we see stuff at the Game Awards? And I don't think so. I mean, there are some stuff that could be nominated at the Game Awards, like Moss Book 2, Bone Labs. I think there was actually confirmed. But I don't count on that shit, because you watch, the Game Awards are like 3 hours long, and then you get like 10 seconds at best. Surprisingly, we did last year at the Game Awards, we did get the Among Us VR announcement. So it's not completely out of the question, but in terms of setting expectations, my own expectations, I gave up, man. I gave up a long time ago, expecting some big, news, and maybe eventually, but I'm not sure. Red Rover, the effing game cat. Thank you so much, man, for the donation. Appreciate you. Good to see you as well. It says, dude, Dargans. I want Dargans. Really big Dargans. We will see Skyrim. I'll tell you what, man. If Skyrim got a remaster again, I would play the shit out of it again. I don't know how many of you know, but I played Skyrim when it originally came out. I loved fighting dragons. But other than that, I wasn't too crazy about it until I played it in VR. And when I played it in VR, when I finally played it in VR, I, for the first time, really fell in love with Skyrim. And I actually revisited it not too long ago. I streamed it on my Twitch. I don't know. Or I think it was sometime recently, and I just felt like jumping back into Skyrim, exploring a little bit and wandering around, and it was fun times, man. It's a good one. Let's see here. Junior Cujo says VR chat for PSVR2. Hooray. Something tells me I'm sensing a little sarcasm from you, Junior. It'll be interesting to see if VR chat comes to PSVR2. I don't know. It would obviously be a wise decision on Sony's part. And again, there's a lot of features that would be really cool for PSVR 2, like the eye tracking. That's definitely one that I could see, the looking around and stuff. But I'm more into, there is this rise. I do think it's really important that we get these social experiences. I think they're social multiplayer apps and stuff. They're super important because there's a lot of people that want to just live in VR and hang out and socialize with their friends. And I do think it's just, it's a major important piece of the puzzle as well. It's not really for me, like my thing. If I enjoy multiplayer, it's usually playing a game or doing something. I'm not usually into, I'm not, I have no really interest in just sitting around most of the time. Sometimes it's amazing, but Joshua Taylor, let's see here. Peter Taylor says Joshua's brother says is going to be hard avoiding spoilers for Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 released tomorrow on Quest, isn't it? I think it released today. Is it today or tomorrow? I don't remember. Maybe it's tomorrow. Then what I said earlier was incorrect, but at least by the time more people watch this, it will be out, and so it'll be accurate. It is today. Okay, thanks, Niculo. I thought it was today, but I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was tomorrow as well. But yeah, it is. Saints and Sinners 2 is officially out. Like I said, you want my 2 cents? If you're getting PSVR 2, wait for that version. And I see a lot of people that are gonna wait for the PSVR 2 or they're getting it on PC. And if Quest 2 is your only option, have at it. Play the shit out of it and enjoy it. Because it'll still be awesome, but we're so close. If it was coming to other platforms or available, for 2 years or something exclusive to Quest 2, then I would be like, okay, play it on Quest 2. But we're so close. We're around 80 days away. Porta Players, AJ, do you think Quest 3 will be big competition for PSVR 2? Yeah, Quest 3 could potentially be because it's obviously going to be more powerful and stuff, and I think it could provide for some healthy competition. But like I've told you guys a million times before, I am all about the competition. The success of Meta and stuff is gonna bring more people to VR, and the same goes for PSVR. I mean, PSVR was a lot of people's first headset. A lot of console gamers, a lot of us, myself included, are console gamers. We played PlayStation. We played, Nintendo. We played Xbox or whatever. I didn't play Xbox, but I did a little bit, but not really. But I've mostly been a big PlayStation and Nintendo guy my whole life, and I had an Xbox for a month, and I really liked Forza. Now that's something I would love in VR, Forza Horizon, and I liked a couple games, but then I sold it for a PS4 Pro because that upgrade was absolutely worth it for me for my PSVR. But competition is good. Competition is healthy for the VR ecosystem, and yeah, it is very, very good. Stupid Donkey with the $2 donation. Thank you so much, man. It says, why are you making Kanye walk off of your podcast? Kanye can fuck right off, okay? He's a piece of shit for personal reasons. I don't give a shit what he does publicly. I don't know anything about him. What I do know is that when I went to Bonnaroo, which is a music festival in Tennessee in 2008, is that he bitched and complained, and he got Pearl Jam's set cut short because of it. And then he didn't go on until like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. So for that reason alone, I don't know anything about the dude, but for that reason alone, he could fuck right off. But I digress. Let's see here. You can now wish list After the Fall for PSVR2. Okay, very nice. That's a game, After the Fall, I'm ready to give that game a second chance. Obviously, it had a pretty disastrous launch on PSVR. They did patch it pretty quickly, but still, I have my gripes. I have small gripes with that game, I should say. I think I did enjoy it overall, but I had some problems with it, and I don't know. I definitely want to see it expanded with tons of content. But that is, at the end of the day, that is the closest thing to like Left 4 Dead that we have. So I was a huge Left 4 Dead fan, and I would absolutely love to have. I would love to give it another chance and play it, experience it on some next gen hardware. I think one thing I think is going to really benefit After the Fall is the weapon selection, like the guns. The guns in that game to me always felt really good. The shotgun, the machine gun, the Uzis, even the I don't really use the pistols a whole bunch, but they still feel pretty good. And I think the wide range of gun selection, as for this is going to be the case with many PSVR2 games, the wide selection of guns to choose from in After the Fall are going to feel pretty nice using the different things. And I like the game. I definitely, like I said, I was pretty critical on it at first, but I'm ready to jump back in and give it another chance and really sink some more hours into it. Hopefully the rewards are nice to grind for, and some of the content I haven't checked out the new like Boulevard or whatever, but I know the first big update they did I was not a big fan of. It was like literally just like reusing the same stuff, and they're like teasing this new monster, and then it was like nothing. But anyways, I don't want to get too down on it because I'm looking forward to trying it again. I see the light says, Space Dennison says Left 4 Dead 2 VR mod is better. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's the big thing. The big advantage PC has is mods. Lots of people are into mods, and I think that's the only thing saving PC VR, and saving is a stretch because it's not doing so hot. But I do think at least there's, it's keeping PC VR having some value, having the mods. But I typically prefer like real studio driven, polished like games and experiences and stuff. And I know, but it is really impressive at times to see what like one dude in his basement can do with some of these games. What games that are getting a PSVR2 upgrade can I install on my PS5 ready for launch day, or will it be a completely new game? Well, lucky for you, I see the light. I published a video actually a couple days ago, like 5-6 days ago, and it's got all the information you need about upgrades. But off the top of my head, No Man's Sky, After the Fall, Zenith: The Last City, gosh, I can't remember the rest. That's why it's better to just go watch the video, because I can't remember them all. Let's see here. Nick Mulo. It's harsh, bro. Peter, the underground game cat on parole. What's up, dude? Long time no see, indeed. Yes. But it is time. Glad I'll be honest with you. I was just waiting for you, Peter. I always get a comment from you after a stream or something saying, "Oh, I missed it live." So I had to wait for you. So now I can officially end the show. Now that you're here, but we're gonna hang out a little bit longer. But I've basically been waiting for you, and then I knew that was the cutoff time, so you didn't miss another one. But good to see you, homie. Hope you've been well, dude. More invites. Peter Taylor says more invites will be going out for PSVR2 before release. More invites, Peter Taylor, will be going out Tuesday, and I will show you this once again. The proof. More invites. Tuesday. Right here. Do I have it on there? Yes. Right here. Upcoming pre-order event starting December 6th. So make sure you're registered. Emails are probably going to go out. It says it right there. And so yes, if you haven't gotten it yet, I told you guys, just hang in there. More invites were going to go out, things like that. So good stuff. Oh, well, guys, the invites for PSVR2 is stressful. On the upside, on the hardcores, we'll get one. Yeah, I think it's a good. I think the way they're doing this is fine. Obviously, they're gonna go live at retailers and stuff as well, but I think they're doing it the right way for now. What they're again, it's kind of a mess, right? It is. There's no showcase. These things are limited to certain people that get the invite only. It's still some rough edges to iron out, but I think as we get into next year, I think once, we're 1 month away, we're literally 1 month, exactly 1 month away from 2023. And I think, as the year starts to get going, we'll start to see marketing ramp up. We'll start to see more events start to pop up again because, Sony haven't really announced, they haven't given much about what their 2023 plans are, so we know they've got first party stuff, and I think next year is going to be absolutely amazing. A really, really great start. I'm already excited about the lineup of what we got so far. What we predict is going to happen at launch or around launch is going to be amazing. So there's good stuff to look forward to. But guys, now that Peter is here, like I said, I can finally end the show. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out tonight, man. Appreciate you guys. Thank you to the mods. Thank you for just coming and hanging out and chatting with me for a little bit, sharing some enthusiasm for PSVR2, and man, just can't wait. And really, really excited. Like I said, Saturday Night Live streams will be coming back at some point. We're gonna do, at the very least, a big grand finale one, which would be really, really cool. But shout out to all of you guys for I haven't forgot about you that love that thing. I love it too. But yeah, man, appreciate everyone who supports me on Patreon. Patreon.com/PSVR Underground. I've been doing some written Quest 2 previews of PSVR2 upcoming PSVR2 games on there. Saturday, probably going to be doing something. Going to be streaming something. Maybe Saints and Sinners 2. I don't know yet. But we'll be probably doing a live stream Saturday. And then, of course, every Monday you can find me on Gamescast Live over on PSVR Without Parole. And then I'm waiting a little bit longer, but I have a lot of videos in the works right now. Ones that are kind of like the 2 or 3, whatever I just posted recently. Some nice videos in the works, but I'm just giving it a little bit more time to make sure that we have as much info as possible. And so yeah, man, things are looking good, man. Well, you guys have a wonderful rest of the night. Thank you so much for the donations as well, guys. It really helps. You have no idea how much that helps, and appreciate you guys. Never required, but always appreciated, and I love you for it, man. Well, you guys, you be good, be safe, and you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the night. Let's get out of here with some metal, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Is there metal playing? I don't think there's metal playing. No, but now it is maybe. There we go. All right, you guys take care. Fun times, man. Let's have some metal. Some Undead Citadel. Yes. So hyped for this one.